I just love his swing. Still's got the same swing, still got the baby face.
He's in the lineup today as the designated hitter. Venezuela, Nicaragua, first game of the day here in Miami. And Nicaragua, the visiting team for this game. So they'll bat at the top of the first inning. Brandon Layton, Benjamin Alegria, the third baseman, who had 2 hits against the Dominican Republic yesterday. Blandino, Colbert, Miranda. Yonder highlighted him in our open. He's had some good swings in this tournament. Bermudez, Valle, Bonet, and Montes, the 9th place hitter for Nicaragua, and an established big league pitcher on the mound for Venezuela. They do have some good starting pitching depth on this team. Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, I really like Eduardo Rodriguez. He's very tough on left-handers. Obviously likes to throw that cutter into the righties. We know 5-5 with a 4.05 ERA, but this is a guy who didn't pitch that much in 2022. And it'll be a nice little start in 2023. Let's take a look at that arsenal. We talked about that fastball cutter. He's a guy that really likes to throw that change. If he'll throw it to the left-handers, he'll throw it to the righties as well. He's got that little slider to kind of get a quick strike when needed, but it's going to be mainly fastball cutter change in today's matchup against Nicaragua.
Well, you're right. It was kind of a lost season last year for him. Missed a big chunk of the year, and so I think 2023 is a big year for him. Be a nice springboard if he could pitch well in this World Baseball Classic to get the big league season ready.
Well, I think not only for Detroit, but even for himself. This is the first time that a lot of people are going to be taking a look at him in the bright spot. So he's taking, even though it's Nicaragua, he's taking this start extremely serious. There's a lot on the line for him.
A nice start. A first pitch fastball right on the outside for strike one. Brandon Layton, who's got 2 hits so far in this World Baseball Classic. Been tough for Nicaragua to manufacture offense.
Well, it's going to get a little tougher, especially with Rodriguez. One of the things I always try to do against him was slow him down. As an offense, the meetings were always very simple. Got to slow him down, got to take your time, because once he throws it, he wants the ball and rip it and rip it, like they said.
Which is really fun to watch. May not be fun to be a hitter facing him.
Yeah, not fun for a hitter because he doesn't really let you think. He doesn't even shake that much. He's just, all right, here we go. Let's go get him. A little backdoor cutter he likes to throw to freeze you. And for him, he's a guy that really demands and relies on command. His command on his changeup, command on his cutter.
On the ground toward the middle and through. Past the dive of Jimenez, the shortstop. So Brandon Layton with a leadoff single. How about the defense for Team Venezuela?
Oh, this defense is absolutely magical. We got Rengifo, Acuna, Santander in the outfield. Suarez, Jimenez, Altuve, Narvaez, and Eduardo Rodriguez doing the heavy load.
So Narvaez getting a chance to start a game behind the plate, as the catcher Salvi Perez has been so good through 2 games for Venezuela.
Let's take the off day. We're good.
He'll be available if they need him.
It's just amazing that you see the catching, how slim catching department is in all around baseball, and then you come here and you really can't go wrong with the catching department for any of these teams here in Pool D.
It is true. Teams in the big leagues are always looking for catching. We got some of the greats in the game in this tournament, but particularly in this pool. 2-0, Rodriguez to Benjamin Alegria, the third baseman.
Moments like this right here, 2-0. Rodriguez is not early on right now. We might see a fastball, but he really likes to throw that changeup later in the game. We'll see if he does kind of that same repertoire.
On the ground with the hole on the right side, and a nice job by Alegria to punch one through. Back-to-back singles to start the game for Nicaragua.
That's good hitting right there, taking with the offer of that fastball away, not trying to do too much, understanding there is a hole on that right side. Nice little four-seamer he tries to throw him right there. Look at that body, his whole body, his whole barrel. The whole at bat was just him wanting to go the other way, and all of a sudden now, first inning with no outs, first and second. A little bit of a stressful situation for Rodriguez. This is where Rodriguez, though, he's a guy that likes to live on the edges. He'll tone it down here, get some quick strikes with a backdoor cutter. Likes to throw that off speed, that slider, that slurve. Not necessarily would challenge you. A little cutter right there.
Blandino takes strike one. I was thinking, I know he's the third place hitter. He's had some big league track record, but Nicaragua has talked so much coming into this World Baseball Classic about playing some small ball, manufacturing runs, moving runners over. They really haven't had many chances to even try. I thought it might be a possibility here. There is a ball. Close.
That's a good pitch right there. Angel Hernandez behind the plate.
Almost the same exact spot this time called a strike. Our home plate umpire is Angel Hernandez, Guccione, the crew chief, and Piquero and Tim Meyer, the rest of this crew. Alejandro Piquero from Panama, Tim Meyer from Great Britain. He must have been proud yesterday. Off the inside, no, called strike three. Wow, Blandino with some words for Angel Hernandez. Out number one.
Yeah, he's not wrong. That pitch was way inside, a pitch that not necessarily will get called a strike. A big break for Rodriguez right there. A crucial situation for Alex Blandino and the Nicaraguan squad.
Yeah, that's big first out. So 2 on, now 1 out. Chesler Colbert, the cleanup hitter and first baseman, goes after the first pitch.
Talk about Colbert still looking for his first hit, 0 for 9 in this 2023 World Baseball Classic tournament. Oh, it will be a big one right now, huh?
And you kind of thought coming in Nicaragua was going to need some production from him.
Well, 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position so far in this tournament.
0-2. Colbert's been kind of in swing mode all tournament long.
You can continue with that changeup, but I would crowd him. I would try to crowd him up and in with that cutter. Kind of the same thing he did with Alex Blandino. I would crowd him, move his feet, then go back to that backdoor cutter, that changeup. That's kind of the play that he likes to go with.
These two have faced each other in the big leagues before, so Colbert's seen Eduardo Rodriguez. Changeup misses.
Yeah.
And he's actually hit a home run against him in the past. Just saying.
Yeah. What do they say? Hey, he's got a big house. I want a big house too.
1-2. That is a ball. Well, I mean, I know it's early, but we got a little floating zone at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good pitch right there. You know.
Two. On the ground, left side. Jimenez backhand throws all the way across to first. Not in time. Well, I didn't think he had a chance at first base. I thought he might try to go back to second or even third.
The play is third base, and that's a play that you got to talk it over pre-pitch. A lot of times these guys haven't played together that long, but there's a plays where Suarez needs to go directly to third, not thinking that the ball is going to get through for a base hit to be the cutoff. Jimenez was looking to go to third. He realized Suarez was not going to be there, and he had to abort, try to make everything he could out of it.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Jimenez, and that's not on him because you're right, Suarez just was not there for the throw to third, and if he pivoted and tried to go back to second, I don't think the ball was going to get there in time. So what an opportunity here for Nicaragua, the guy who swung the bat so well. Miranda hits a foul on the first pitch. Bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the first.
Now they're going to try to stay hard with him. There's no need to go soft with anything. Elian Miranda has shown that he can hit the breaking balls. You got to crowd him with cutters and fastballs, kind of rush him and then slow him down.
0-1. Takes the changeup low.
For Rodriguez too. I mean, 19 pitches so far. It's not an ideal inning.
I think this is the guy that Nicaragua would want at the plate in this situation, just based on his swings this week.
100%.
That could be two. The shortstop, Jimenez, there's one. The throw to first, got him double play. So Rodriguez gets in trouble and gets out of it. Nicaragua does not score. We go to the bottom of the first. Back here in Miami, Venezuela comes up in the bottom of the first. Altuve, Arraez, Acuna, Santander's had such a great week. Miguel Cabrera, the DH, batting fifth. Jimenez, Suarez, Narvaez, and Luis Rengifo gets a chance to start for the first time. Santander, 3 hits, 2 of those home runs. He's made a great catch that helps save a game. Erasmo Ramirez coming off a good year with the Nationals, pitching today for Nicaragua.
Yeah, he's going to heavily hopefully rely on location. That's always been him. Good fastball, good cutter, nice little curveball. A guy 5'10", 5'11", but it comes out pretty well. He hides the ball well at times. Going to rely on ground balls. Going to rely on his defense, that's for sure. He's never really been a strikeout guy, but just a really good competitor who goes out there and gives you everything he's got.
Quickly jumps ahead of Jose Altuve, 0-2.
Incredible teammate, hard worker.
Keeps his locker clean.
He does.
Fouled away.
Let's take a look at his arsenal. We talked about how he's going to rely on locations. Cutter, sinker, curveball, four-seam changeup. A lot of cutters, a lot of sinkers. Likes to kind of steal strikes with that curveball, but for the most part, it's cutter, sinker, changeups to the left-handers.
Off the outside.
You know, and we've seen something early on so far. He's going to need Angel Hernandez to make some calls and open up that strike zone as much as possible. I want to see if he baits him a little bit, especially early on in this game. Try to live in the corners, and if he stays consistent with that, maybe Angel will get bigger as the game goes on.
Right center field, way up there. Bermudez coming over, and he'll make the catch. One away.
Let's take a look at the defense for Nicaragua. Valle, Montes, Bermuda, Alegria, Leighton, Blandino, Chester, Holbert at first base. Bone and Ramirez doing the heavy load.
I love how with the atmosphere of these games, I mean, look, this is the morning game, and a team that doesn't have a win yet in this tournament, Nicaragua, and yet fans are here in big numbers, enthusiastic. Even a fly ball sounds like a huge play after as it comes off the bat. You think, man, that thing must be gone. Here's Luis Arraez, batting champion in the American League last year, playing now in what will be his new home ballpark in Miami.
Talking to him earlier in this tournament, I asked him about the field. He says, wow, the infield's very fast. But what I really like about this field is how these outfielders playing way deep. There's a lot of room for line drives, that's for sure.
0-2. Stays alive. Arraez acquired by the Marlins in late January. Pablo Lopez, we saw him, their teammates for Venezuela, traded for one another this offseason. Pablo Lopez going to Minnesota along with a couple young players. That's an interesting trade.
Well, yeah, I think it's great for the Marlins. You know, they get a batting champion.
They have a lot of pitching. They were
have
kind
a lot
of looking
of pitching,
to make
correct.
a deal off their pitching depth. So you get a guy who's an established, really good hitter. But we watched Pablo Lopez the other night. As great as he looked.
Oh my!
I mean, my natural reaction is, how could you trade that guy?
Yeah.
Arraez swings and misses.
That's a good backdoor curveball right there. Ramirez really got it going on right now. Arraez wanted to take that pitch the other way, slipped on his backside a little bit. One of the things about Ramirez is he's got to pitch to all quadrants. He's got to pitch up in the zone. He's got to move people's feet and locate and execute down and under when needed. Got to be careful with this guy.
Ronald Acuna Jr. Huge, healthy rip at that first pitch. Well, Sandor Guido, he's the manager for Nicaragua. He talked coming into this game because Erasmo Ramirez is kind of a swing guy, more of a reliever these days, but he's looking for maybe 50 pitches, somewhere in that neighborhood. So the pitch count is really important. See how deep he can take Nicaragua in this game.
Oh, there it is. He's going to need that right there. A little cutter right there. Started for a strike. Ended up being a ball, but Angel helped him out right there. If he continues to stay there and be consistent with it, got to use the aggressiveness of Angel Hernandez behind the plate.
0-2. Away. You know, Acuna had a couple big moments in the game the other night, the win for Venezuela against Puerto Rico, and even just these first couple swings, kind of looks like
he's back.
He's got his little swagger back.
That's how special these players are. It just takes one swing.
0-2.
One time getting dirty. All of a sudden now it's lights came on.
He does not get cheated at the plate.
No.
I don't notice a lot of it's a 2-strike situation. Let's shorten up a little bit.
Yeah, he's special. I remember the first time I saw him in spring training. We were in the same group together hitting batting practice. He must have hit about 25 balls the other way for home run. Next day I told the hitting coach, hey, don't put me in Acuna's group. Put me somewhere else.
I need to get myself esteem back.
Oh, it's like a guy that drives the ball 400 yards, 380 yards. Why would I need to do that if I want to hit it just 280 in the fairway? I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to need a dozen balls by the end of this round.
0-2 is a ball.
Oh, Angel wanted to.
Ramirez wanted him to.
Yeah, he did. It's down. It's down and away. That's a good call by Angel right there. But if he stays there, consistently.
Got him. He went back outside and gets his second strikeout.
It's a good inning.
Really impressive for Erasmo Ramirez. We go to inning number 2. 0-0 in Miami. Well, I think these Nicaraguan fans deserve a lot of credit. They have been here with great spirit. Their team has been a little overmatched so far in this World Baseball Classic, and yet in every game they have made their opponents earn it. They have fought hard. They've played close games for good chunks of this World Baseball Classic. This is their last chance to play. They're the team that gets the final day off tomorrow, and they've already been officially eliminated from advancing. No score, inning number 2. Sandy Bermudez against Eduardo Rodriguez.
Although 0-3, they got a lot to be proud of.
They were tied with Puerto Rico in the 5th inning in their first game. They had a lead late and brought their ace out of the bullpen, Jonathan Loaizaga, in against Israel. And even yesterday against the Dominican Republic, the ultra talented team in this pool, it was 6-0 for much of the game, and Sandor Guido's team late in that game, he made the Dominican maneuver in the bullpen and fight to make sure they finished that win off.
Oh yeah,
it was not easy. Struck him out with the changeup.
For Eduardo, as we can see that changeup grip, get a quick work. That was a good pitch right there. That was some good pitching. That's quality right there. Especially coming back after a long inning in the first inning. He needs to kind of get this top of the second with an effortless 0.
Now Orlando Valle. You've liked watching him.
I do. Pesky, guy who chokes up on the plate. Guy who does it all on defense as well. We've seen the great catches he's made, especially yesterday. Strike one. This is where Rodriguez, a 1-1 pitch. It's got to win. Likes throwing those cutters, kind of right up down and away corner. He can also challenge him right here. So he understands he needs a quick inning.
Hard hit and past the dive of Eugenio Suarez. Valle has a base hit.
3 for 9 in this World Baseball Classic. You talk about how short he is to the baseball. We take a look here on Suarez's try, right underneath the glove right there. Take a look here at this swing. Look how tight and short he is, how on top of the baseball he gets. One of the things about Rodriguez is his four seam kind of rides. He throws that rider, so you want to think if you're hitting, hit the top of the baseball, where a guy is throwing a sinker ball with a lot of movement going down. You want to think about underneath the baseball. A guy like Rodriguez, you want to think 3/4 of the ball on top of it.
Saw those numbers. Nicaragua hasn't had more than 5 hits in any game yet. We're in the second inning. They already have 4 today. Rodolfo Bonet, the catcher, up the middle, base hit. That was a hard hit ball. Jimenez couldn't reach that one. So here comes Nicaragua again. Man, they've had 5 hits in the first 8 hitters of this game.
And a lot of them have been with fastballs out over the zone right there. As we see this pitch, trying to go with a 2-seamer. Leaves it in the heart of the plate. More than not, that's going to get hit. I don't care who you are. You know what I would like to see here? Just a push bunt. It's a perfect scenario with a left-hander, a first baseman, and Altuve who will be playing back. There's a hole right in between first and second that you can push. That doesn't have to be great. A guy with good wheels in Rodolfo and Juan Diego Montes, excuse me, he can run.
He can. So we'll see if he has any idea. Takes outside, ball 1.
I know there's 1 out. You usually do those with no outs, but it's a surprise play, right? You take a shot.
And you were talking about the fast turf here, the fast infield. You push it hard enough to get it by Rodriguez.
That's all you got to think about. It's just get it past Rodriguez. There is a huge hole.
I mean, really, kind of a coin flip. That was like the same pitch. The first pitch was called a ball. That one called a strike.
Yeah.
So that hurts. Is for Montes, the hitter, instead of 2-0, it's 1-1. Half swing on this.
That's the problem right there. After kind of getting a pitch,
Montes
kind of in between. Where you going? Where you going?
You're not out. Oh boy.
What I was saying is you're getting a pitch that's a ball and gets called a strike. All of a sudden now your strike zone kind of goes everywhere. You're thinking about, okay, what do I have to cover? How consistent is he going to be? And then all of a sudden the next pitch is coming and you're caught off in between.
All right, Montes gets his second life. 2-2. It's not a good feeling.
No. Not a good feeling at all.
It's kind of your job to know the count.
Yeah, you got to know the count. That never happened to me. I was lucky that never happened to me.
2-2. Well, could have been called a strike, but it wasn't to the target, and so I think that took away the chance to get the strike call.
More than not, you're not going to call that pitch, especially the way it was received.
Well, this will be interesting to see. Does Nicaragua think about sending the runners 3-2? You got a catcher running at first base.
Well, the double play is the play here. The changeup of the backdoor cutter is the ground ball pitch. The strikeout pitch would be something in.
3-2. Runners not going, and Montes pulls one into left field, base hit. Valle coming to third, and the ball got bobbled. He was getting the go sign, but he had already committed to stopping. So Valle holds at third. The bases are loaded again.
Well, we were talking earlier in the game. Execution with pitches is going to be key, as we see that ball right there getting bobbled by Rengifo. But again, his fastball command has not been there. I mean, he was trying to go in on the hitter, and he missed right over the plate. And Montes did a fantastic job, and he was getting the wave.
He was.
He was getting the wave all the way, and I like that. I like that by the third base coach. He was putting aggressiveness right away.
Renifo got away with the bobble. Meeting on the mound. Bullpen's going to get going for Venezuela, and I don't blame him. Rodriguez. That's 3 straight hard hit balls against him.
Yeah, I think it's been just pitch location, right? He hasn't really been hitting the glove, and one of the things I love to watch is you see that guy's glove and where it's set and how far he's missing the target by. That's where you know if he's on command or not. Like right there, that was a good changeup. Right where that target was at, that's where he hit.
Jose Ruiz, right-hander, up in the bullpen.
Every day, Jose, man. He's been very reliable for the White Sox.
Second inning in a row where Nicaragua is low to the bases. They did not score in the first. Layton chased way out of the strike zone, and now he's in an 0-2 hole. Rodriguez got the double play ground ball in the first to get out of it. Six hits already for Nicaragua. We're in the second inning. Omar Lopez, the Venezuelan manager, trying to figure out how long he can stick with his starter. That one came in high and tight.
Let's talk about the hits that have been hit. A lot of up and away. More than not, those are going to get hit. Right, you got to be more knee high. You're going to be more down and in the corners.
That one is pulled foul down the left field line.
Those barrels will find its way when the pitches are up and away like that, for the most part.
Pitches thrown already, only 1 out recorded here in the second inning. Nicaragua trying to take the lead. That is inside, and it's 2-2.
Much better with command right there. You rather miss in, not out over the plate like he has been, especially in this inning.
Layton waiting. 2-2. Right back past Rodriguez. Scooped up by Altuve. His throw got him at first. The stretch. I wasn't quite sure that Arraez kept his foot on the bag. A run has come in to score. Valle crosses home plate. It's 1-0 Nicaragua.
I think his foot was on it.
I think so, but from that angle, not 100% sure. What do you think?
I think he was out. I think he was on there.
Good job by Arraez.
Yep. It's a very good job around the bases. Around the base right there.
Well, finally, Nicaragua, with all these chances in the first 2 innings, finally they get a run across. Now they have a spot here, though, where a base hit could make this a big inning. Their biggest of the tournament so far. Alegria takes down and in for ball 1. And he's done a nice job in his at-bats. He's got 4 hits in 9 at-bats here in Miami. Base hit his first time up today.
Strike board.
That's a strike.
Well, it started with Orlando Valles a single, and after that it's been a struggle for Rodriguez. That's a good changeup right there.
Really good.
Yeah.
And you can see Alegria shaking his head like, yep.
Yeah, that's where he's got to be. He's got to be down in the zone. Got to make some adjustments. Already with 45 pitches.
1-2. Strike 3 call. That's a big strikeout for Rodriguez. Nicaragua, though, does get a run, and they take a 1-0 lead.
Let's take a look at Santander's 2 homers in the tournament. One versus the Dominican Republic, the other versus Puerto Rico. There's absolute no doubters. Both of those, one on a fastball, and little sneak fastball inside, the other one on a little cutter, baby cutter. Boy, he did not miss.
Did you notice our little StatCast avatar even kind of mimicked the home run pirouette?
That's pretty sweet, though. They're getting better and better.
I liked that. Ball.
Dave has the tails.
That's what it feels like sometimes. It does. Santander, Cabrera, and Jimenez against Erasmo Ramirez. Pitched a nice first inning. Gets the call that time. Nicaragua has the lead. Venezuela trailed against the Dominican Republic right away in their matchup. Santander's home run tied it, and they have not trailed in a game since then. That was their first inning of this World Baseball Classic. They fell behind.
Until now.
Until now.
It's a healthy cut right there. 1-1 on that cutter. I want to see Erasmo, though, expand on Angel Hernandez's zone right now. Let's see if, no, it was a wasted pitch, but let's see. Let's see. Out over, get out there.
1-2. A little flare into shallow center. Montez, who plays so deep, can't get there. So it's going to fall for a base hit. Just a little bloop. Erasmo Ramirez is happy that you're not in the lineup today. You had some numbers against him. Go back to 2018. You're looking good in that Cleveland uniform.
Oh, yeah.
In your career against this guy, you went 7 for 12. That was the home run you hit against him. You also had a couple doubles against Erasmo Ramirez.
Yeah, he was one of those guys I would just kind of say in the dugout, don't hit him too much. I want to get my at-bats against him. That didn't happen much. This is the big leagues, man. This game's way too hard.
So here's Miguel Cabrera. First pitch swinging. It's a foul ball. Ramirez came right after.
Miggy's got really good numbers against Ramirez as well. 4 for 8.
Almost as good as yours.
Oh, well. I stay humble, my friend. Like the Dos Equis. Stay classy. Miggy's the guy.
Santander, the runner at first, 0-1. Outside.
For a second there.
Me too.
For a second there, I thought Angel was gonna
It's been called a strike already in this game, that pitch.
Yeah. Well, Mickey right here, he loves, you talk about 3,000 plus hits. He loves to hit the right side, especially with runners at first base. Always done it. He's always done that.
Goes to right field and hit it hard. Going back on the ball, Bermudez to make the catch. Had the sound, just didn't quite carry enough out there. 1 away.
That's a quality at bat right there by Miggy. Letting that ball travel. Ramos Ramirez can't believe it. He said, oh boy, got away with one right there. Miggy's having some words with Angel.
Man. He was cranky. I don't know if that goes back to something else or what.
Well, he's DHing. He's watching the game.
Well, that's true. Could be.
More than not, the DH and the DH role, they're the ones that chirp the most to the umpires when they go hit. They're watching the game. They're watching every pitch. As a defender, you're just out there worrying on your defense, your positioning, and everything that's happening. But he had some words with Angel. Well, probably saying I had a really good arepa this morning.
Probably. You're such a good lip reader. Jimenez. Foul ball, 0-2. I think you're right. I think that was having to do with when his pitcher's been on the mound and maybe not getting some calls that Cabrera thought he should get.
I remember Scott Rowland being the guy for that in the Cincinnati days, my youngest days. He would really do the chirping for all the younger guys, the Joey Vottos, the Jay Bruce, the Todd Fraziers, myself included. He would let the umpire know, for the most part, the veteran, hey, I'll take care of it.
fighting for his teammates. Miguel Cabrera was named the captain of this team by Omar Lopez.
He's talking there about his at-bat, what he saw from Ramirez. Boy, what a hitter, what a career.
On the ground to first. There's one. They got to get the tag, and they will. That's a double play. And Erasmo Ramirez is pumped. 2 solid innings against an offense that has been explosive in Miami. We go to the third. 1-0 Nicaragua. Two innings, 2 really good scoring chances for Nicaragua, and who knows, Alex Blandino, who's going to lead off here in the third, it was not happy, and I don't blame him with that call. That was the first out, and then a hitter later, Eduardo Rodriguez got the double play ball to get through it. So no runs in the first. Nicaragua did get one across in the second. So now Blandino comes up for his second at bat. 1 for 9 in the World Baseball Classic. He's ahead 2-0.
Now, one of the things as a hitter, even as a pitcher, it's one thing if you have a wide zone. It's another if the zone away you're giving a little more, or inside you're not giving as much. But just stay consistent, right? I'd rather you do that for 5, 6 innings, 8 innings, 9 innings, than in the first inning be one way and the second be another. Then you're losing the feel for the game. You're losing the rhythm for the game, and all we are is rhythm guys, right? We need our rhythm to be right. Well, that's the whole game in itself. So even the umpires, even the rhythm of the stadium, the feel, it's all got to kind of come to place for you to go out there and execute.
That was a challenge pitch. Blandino, I think, might be talking to himself. That one was
he missed that.
A pitch to hit. Fouled it off.
Take a look at that swing right there. That's hard of the plate. Right at you. Just missed it.
Alex, whose dad grew up in Nicaragua. He's a California kid. Drives that one down the right field line. It's going to get down and past the reach of Santander. Into the corner. Blandino to second. He'll stop there. Another hit for Nicaragua, and this time their first extra base hit. Leadoff double.
Yeah, when we talk about the adjustment of missing that fastball a little bit underneath, and he surely made the adjustment prior to that pitch, wanting to say to himself, you got to get on top of this four-seamer if you're going to have any success against Rodriguez. And sure enough, you look at his hands, and when you talk about getting on top of the baseball, just look at the hitter's hands. If they're on top of the baseball while they're making contact, that means they're on top of their swing is as crisp and short as you want it as a hitter. But yeah, he's made some adjustments, and I think that's enough for Rodriguez for the day.
It's kind of fun to watch. Nicaragua already eliminated, and yet playing hard. They've knocked Rodriguez out of the game. Well, Eduardo Rodriguez, his first start in a World Baseball Classic game, did not go the way I'm sure he envisioned it. 2+ innings, allowed 7 hits, responsible for the runner at second. Nobody out here in the third. Only the 1 run, so he did do a good job of limiting damage. But now Venezuela gives the ball to Jose Ruiz, 28-year-old right-hander.
Everyday Jose, man. They were very reliant on him with the White Sox. He was a guy that always took them out in 60 innings. That tells you how consistent he was. Doesn't walk that many guys, and he will come at you. 96 to 98 mile-an-hour fastball. Really good breaking balls to go with it.
Reiner to start his day, caught by Suarez. Off the bat of Colbert, 1 away.
He had 20+ strikeouts with all 3 of his pitches last season. I think his best pitch is that curveball, although he's got a really good fastball, but got a lively arm.
1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Elian Miranda. Grounded into a double play his first time up. That was a big moment in this game.
Yeah.
Another scoring chance here for Nicaragua. Already leading the undefeated team in this pool, 1-0.
good breaking ball right there. Talk about that curveball, his best pitch. Opponent last year's we're hitting 143 off of it. It's got really good bite, really good action on it. You can go many different places now after landing that strike. You can expand, you can repeat it.
Liner, and that's caught it short, and I don't know if Alex Blandino forgot how many outs there were. He must have.
Mental mistakes.
Double play. That hurts. 1-0, still the score. I think one of the more underrated power hitters in the world, Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, he's a guy that's been around for a while and a guy who loves to hit the long ball. Although he does have a lot of strikeouts, but when he connects, oh, he's a slugging machine.
And you see the spray chart of the last 2 years, those home runs in a Mariners uniform. He will use the whole field.
Ball's inside.
Yeah, no ballpark is safe when he's swinging.
First pitch called a ball right there on the plate, but called inside.
Strike one.
This is a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Not as extreme as it used to be, but this is a tough home run ballpark for Eugenio Suarez. He's got the pure power to hit one out here and anywhere. Sharply hit back up the middle. Second hit for Venezuela.
For kids out there who want to stay through a baseball, you watch this swing in slow motion. This is pureness. This is art right here. It's a little baby cutter. And look at his top hand. Look how it never rolls over. He just continues to grind the at-bat, grind that swing, grind the barrel right up the box. That's how you collect a big league knock right there. Eugenio Suarez has been doing it for a long time.
Leadoff single. They got one last inning. But a line out and then a double play ball got Ramirez through it. High fly ball off the bat of Narvaez.
Oh, they're going to tag. Nah, I think it's a deep.
Suarez will stay put. Narvaez retired on one pitch.
You got to give credit to Ramirez. He's kind of done his thing through this lineup, just weaving his way in and out of this lineup.
And he's the perfect pitcher for a tournament format where you have pitch limitations, pitch number limitations, because he's going to go after you. There's going to be balls in play.
Taking advantage of every little situation, to say the least.
Luis Rengifo, switch hitter, batting 9th today for Venezuela.
Hey now.
And a lot of pitches that have been in that StatCast box have been called balls.
Heads or tails.
That's what I sometimes refer to an inconsistent strike zone, just a coin flip zone. 1-1. Rengifo, chance to play today. Just 26 years old, first time he's playing in the World Baseball Classic, and he had a nice year last year with the Angels. He typically does his best work from the other side of the plate. Really good right-handed hitter against lefties. 1-2.
We're talking about 127 games, 17 homers, 52 RBIs, 22 doubles. That's a pretty good year right there. Best year in the majors by far.
He was born in Venezuela, grew up there, but his mom is Colombian, so he could have played for the Colombian team. They wanted him to play for their team, but he wanted to be a part of his home country, Venezuela. Stays alive.
Kind of surprised him on that cutter right there inside. I think he was thinking more out over. That was more of an emergency swing by him, trying to spoil that pitch. He was looking more backdoor, maybe sitting soft. See if Ramirez can adjust and see that and continue to kind of crowd him in. Staying soft away.
On the ground, the second sharply hit. Blandino goes to second, one, and the throw a little offline. And maybe the feed from Blandino was just wide enough that it cost Nicaragua a chance to turn the double play.
Now, one thing you got to make sure is you get one. It's got to be a clean feed, and once you do that, then you try to get two. That first feed was a little bit high and wide, where Leighton couldn't really take his time with it and use his legs to really fire it into their first baseman, Colbert.
Ramirez obviously wanted that one. So just a little mistake there cost the chance for the double play. Now you got to face Altuve. It might cost Ramirez some more pitches. Nicaragua leads 1-0. Hoping to get as much out of Erasmo Ramirez as possible today.
Strike one.
Got the call that time. Now it's Altuve's turn to be unhappy. Close.
Yeah. More than not, these middle infielders, they're seeing every pitch. They're seeing the zone from behind their starting pitcher, and they're seeing what's happening. They're getting a sense of it. So when they go up to bat, and they get a pitch called like that, and, they've seen what's transpired in these 2 2/3 of an inning. You can be unhappy as well.
0-2. Fastball riding in.
I remember Miggy Cabrera get to first base, and I would ask him, how easy is it for you? He says, no, it's not easy at all. You're facing 9 guys on the field. You're by yourself, and for me, it's not really 9 guys. It's 13 guys, because you got to think about the 4 umpires as well.
Spoiled foul by Altuve.
It's amazing, though, what these guys can do, how consistent they are, how they can spoil pitches, how they can take pitches.
Now that's where not turning that double play. When you get a guy like Altuve coming up, costly. He's going to make Ramirez work for it.
Yep.
He struck him out. Beauty. Erasmo Ramirez really impressive here so far. We're through 3, and Nicaragua still has the lead. Oh, part of the beauty of being here in South Florida, that. We'll be there on Thursday.
Why not?
That's the first day off after Pool D play is concluded, and then other teams start to make their way to South Florida, where this World Baseball Classic will culminate with the semifinals and the championship game right here inside this park. Sandy Bermudez leading off for Nicaragua. It's the 4th inning. And Nicaragua's got a lead. They've had 7 hits. They've had a lot of chances in this game and only produced the 1 run. But their pitcher Erasmo Ramirez has done such a good job. So far, that 1 run is holding up. There's a long way to go in this game, but this would be a massive upset.
Oh, unbelievable. It'll be a frenzy of situations that would happen.
And it would have some cascade effects with the rest of this Pool D. Again, long way to go today. I'm sure Venezuela's not panicking, but for Omar Lopez, another couple innings. If the score stays this way, you give Nicaragua a chance maybe to mix and match out of the bullpen late in the game. Two and two.
Move this feed. I think Ruiz right now You can continue to climb the ladder. You can go with that nasty curveball. Opponents just hit 149 on in 2022.
Old foul.
The changeup instead. That's the one thing about these pitchers nowadays. They can throw. They're coming out of the bullpen, and it's not just 2 pitch guys. I mean, they got 3, 4 good pitches that they can attack you with. That's why they're so reliable. That's why they're so consistent. Because if one day the curveball's not working, they'll just go to the cutter. If the cutter's not working, they'll go to the changeup. One thing they all have is velocity.
96, but well off the outside. So Sandy Bermudez has worked the count full here.
Very good at bat.
He's had some good at bat.
Yeah.
He hadn't totally had the results to match those at bats. But this is a guy who's got a pretty good idea at the plate, I think. 3-2. Struck him out and got him to chase.
Too close to take right there. 96 miles an hour. Four seam by Ruiz. See that ride. More than not, you're going to be underneath that ball. Not much you can do with it.
Bermudez out number 1. Here's Norlando Valle, who started the rally in the 2nd and then scored the only run so far. Backdoor breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, very short to the baseball. Guy who chokes up. Hit an absolute rocket under the glove of Suarez at third base.
Suarez playing in again in this at bat. Valle now behind 0-2.
Reminds me a little bit of Forcal.
Yeah.
You know, the way he swings it, just a little guy, but very short at moment of contact, and then he's got that long extension. He'll be able to choke up even more and kind of fight everything off from here on out in this at bat. Oh,
change up.
That's nasty right there.
Made him look bad.
Oh man, probably the best changeup he's thrown so far. Look at this move. Look at this movement right here. Starts middle in and absolutely dies down and away to the other batter's box. Not much you can do right there if you're Valle. Look at him laugh like, oh man, that was nasty. Morning, good afternoon. Have a nice night.
So now Bonet, the catcher, he had a base hit in his first at bat. Took the breaking ball for ball 1. Venezuela on the mound has not yet had a 1-2-3 inning. They would like to get one here with Jose Ruiz. (2-0).
Okay. See if he challenges him again here with a fastball. Well, he's bought himself a good count. See Narvaez back there kind of chirping at Angel a little bit. Yeah, you see how he's taking his time right now because he's chirping at him.
Shaking his head.
The 2 catchers and an umpire. That's got to be interesting.
3-0 count. Bonet. It could have been ball 4. And there are umpires who, in a 3-0 count, are going to be a little more generous with a strike call.
You know, for me, like you call strike. A strike's a strike and a ball's a ball, right? That for me, you know, because you're taking away the ability. You're basically granting somebody the at bat right there, right? That could have been ball 4, and all of a sudden you're 3-2. You know, there's a lot of times you can have a rally with 2 outs, and that necessarily may not happen.
From 3-0 to 3-2. 2 down, nobody on. Fly ball center field. Acuna broke back. Now he'll come in a little bit to his right. Out number 3. first 1-2-3 inning for Venezuelan pitching in this game. Midway through 4, 1-0 Nicaragua. Now I know who that is. We don't have our best look at him. Oh, now he's going to turn around for us. Look who's here. The Panda, Pablo Sandoval, 3-time World Series champion, proud Venezuelan. Watching this game today here in Miami.
Yeah. Oh, he was fun, wasn't he?
One of the all-time fun players on the field. Rodney Teofil, the new pitcher for Nicaragua after Erasmo Ramirez did a great job. 2-0.
Lots of love about this guy. Signed for $10,000 with the Nationals in 2018. Big-sized kid. Not to be able to locate right now, but they struggled with command at times. That's been kind of the knock on him.
Right foot.
He gets the call there. Luis Arraez did the practice bat flip to take his walk. Quiet start offensively for a team that's been very good on offense. Now that one's called a ball. That was the same pitch. So Arraez does take the walk. That's a leadoff base runner with the new pitcher in the game, and now you got to deal with the heart of the order. This young man pitching for the first time in this World Baseball Classic, and I think that's the it's just a leadoff walk, but immediately a visit to the mound.
I think that was a very good mound visit right now. Calm him down. He's been warming up on them in the bullpen for a while now. Has a lot to think about, a lot to digest. It's a good mound visit. Just all right, here we go. Hey, calm down. Don't try to do too much. You're a little rushed right now. Use that fastball. Work the corners. Get a ground ball.
Now he'll face Ronald Acuna Jr. Just one hit in the World Baseball Classic so far, 1 for 7. A little bit high. It's 1-0. Jorge De Paula is the pitching coach, by the way, for Nicaragua. Erasmo Ramirez, a starter, 41 pitches, 34 strikes.
Unbelievable.
2 hits, no runs. Check swing, and it's in play to third. They'll go to second, get the out there. The throw to first will be much too late.
So a little check swing there by Acuna. Reyes tried to do everything possible to get to second base. Good feed by the third baseman. Just not enough for Acuna. Spinning down that line. Alegria did everything possible, though.
This big guy on the mound. He's 6'5", 230.
Yeah, that 92, 93 feels like 95, 96, especially with these check swings, especially with the way they take pitches.
Santander, base hit his first time up today. 4 hits, including 2 home runs already in this Pool D in Miami.
They don't all have to be rockets. But good hitters find a way. A little bit off the end of the bat on his first at-bat with base hit.
Carlos Hernandez was warming up for Venezuela. We'll see if he gets back up again at some point. Acuna not going anywhere, and the curve misses well high, ball 2.
One thing we've seen with Randy, it's been a lot of fastball. That's the first breaking ball he's thrown, and it wasn't really a good one. It was a ball out of the hand. We'll see if Santander can kind of pick up on that and just sit heater. He's found himself a good heaters count right here, 2-1.
2-2. Nationals were talking about this young man he's been hurt.
Yeah.
He's had time missed with the pandemic. Still a young player, kind of an interrupted professional career so far, but he said aside from their top prospect, Cade Cavalli, who's considered one of the better pitching prospects in the game, this is their most physically imposing pitcher in their system. can see why they would say that. Acuna runs, and this ball is a check swing foul. Santander trying to get out of the way. Ball hit his bat. Foul ball. Leo Crawford, he did some great work earlier in this tournament.
Little Johnny Cueto-esque from the left-handed side. He'll pause you. He'll quick pitch you. Got a good changeup, good slider. Will come in on you at times, especially the left-handers. Moves around the mound as well. Pretty uncomfortable guy. Right now, Ronnie's got his hands full. Big hitter.
2-2. Acuna runs again. Pitch is outside, and the ball's dropped by the catcher. So Acuna, with the steal, he's in scoring position now.
That's a good one-way lead right there. A really, really good jump on a guy that, and Ronnie, that takes quite some time to deliver the baseball. Not much Bonet can do with that, because you're the catcher. You gotta stop Acuna though at second.
3-2. That's not close. Santander takes the walk. Second walk already issued by Teofilo, who's having a real hard time finding the strike zone. And now he's got to face an all-time great.
All-time All-Star, Triple Crown winner, Miguel Cabrera, has played in every World Baseball Classic game or tournament. Looking to do big things right now for his country.
2 on, 1 out. What a challenge for this young man on the mound, and another big miss.
I think Miggy right there was taking all the way. I think he's, he has such a good feel for the moment and what's happening. He'll take a pitch.
Among the all-time leaders in runs batted in World Baseball Classic history, among the all-time home run leaders. There's a strike.
And now he'll go to work. Saw a strike, timed him up, and seen 2 pitches. We know what he likes to do at times. Doesn't really want to pull the baseball. He wants to hit that right side.
The 1-1. Way inside. Cabrera bends back out of the way. Well, Nicaragua's got to be thinking about getting Crawford into this game. Teofilo just having a hard time throwing strikes. Exactly the opposite of the starter, Erasmo Ramirez, who is pounding the strike zone. Got the swing and miss, and maybe got Cabrera to chase.
Yeah, he took a chance there, 2-1. One thing certain, if you're Miggy, you know he's not really hasn't thrown a curveball. It's all been 4 seams coming at you. Only thrown 1 curveball so far in this inning.
Would he have the guts to try one here? 2-2. The pitch. Got it with the fastball. Wow.
It's a tough at-bat for Miggy. When you look at Teofilo, he's wild enough where he makes you uncomfortable as a hitter. That's a 4-seamer right at you. Up in the zone, a good pitch Miggy could handle.
So a couple walks, but a big strikeout. The pitching change. Crawford's going to come in and try to keep Nicaragua ahead. A good chance here for Venezuela. Their offense, which has been so powerful in this World Baseball Classic, has been quiet in this game today. Still early 4th inning. Leo Crawford comes in. Pitched in 2022 in the Frontier League, 7 games. Didn't have great numbers, but was just great against Israel in 3 innings on Sunday. 2 hits, no runs.
Yeah, he's not going to throw hard. He's not going to overpower you, but a crafty guy, a guy who will slow you down, he'll quick pitch you, throws 3/4 over the top, a little submarine at times, good changeups. We'll throw the changeup to left-handers as well, which you rarely see, but a guy that uses his slider, works down, works up. You know, he's one of those guys that's very crafty when he's out there, which makes it tough when you're facing a lefty in Jimenez.
2 on, now 2 out. Jimenez 3 for 9 in the World Baseball Classic, coming off a great year in Cleveland. The pitch.
Strike one.
There's a strike.
And that felt like the ball was halfway there and Angel was already calling the pitch.
Sometimes he gets that right arm going.
Yeah. It was a strike. It was a good pitch right there.
Crawford throws. That one is pulled into right field, and that's going to get down, base hit. Bermudez plays it on a bounce. Here comes his throw home, and it is too late. And on the throw, Jimenez moved to second, tie game. I didn't think there was any chance to get Acuna. So that throw moves an extra runner into scoring position.
Now let's talk a little bit about Jimenez. Obviously getting that breaking ball and not trying to do too much right there. Just getting a good piece of wood right there on it. Little change up. Look at him just kind of fight that off out in front a little bit. For me, though, the play is at second. You got to have a force out. There's 2 outs. You got to cut it. You got to be able to hit your cut, because you got to help your team, especially if you're the underdog. You know you're not going to get Acuna, a very fast runner at second base. You got to be able to prevail as many runs as possible and minimize. Just a young team making a mental mistake right there.
Yeah, and I think that's the point. You get no chance. It's 2 outs. Acuna with his blazing speed, running on contact where that ball was hit. No chance. Got the call to Eugenio Suarez. Well, let's see if Nicaragua can limit the damage here. Crawford now facing a tough matchup. Suarez, who lined a base hit up the middle his first time up.
Well, the defense has to be able to help your pitcher, especially a guy like Crawford, who is a ground ball guy. You need force outs everywhere. All of a sudden, you miss your cutoff. Now it's not first and third. Now you don't have a force out. All of a sudden, now you got to make the play out first. Any ball in the hole, it could be a possibility of a run and a play that at first base that can be tight.
There's a strike. It's 1-2.
That's a good pitch right there, 1-1, where a guy who's mainly soft throwing changeups and sliders kind of snuck a 89-mile-an-hour fastball right there. It's kind of been the highest he's gone with his velocity on fastballs. He's usually around 86, 87. You can slow him down now all you want.
See if he goes back to the change. First he'll step off. He has that. You talked about it. He's got that variety of timing moves on the mound.
He can pause you and be slow with it. As soon as he lifts that leg up, he likes to pause it and go slow with it. See what he does here.
1-2. No. Came right to the plate and missed
Quick
inside. It really was.
He's got 2 different types of changeups. That was kind of a changeup right there, a little cut changeup, which he throws, kind of grips it like a 2-seamer, widens his fingers a little bit, kind of takes a few miles off that fastball. And he's got the slower changeup at 82, 83 miles an hour.
2-2. Suarez, line drive, base hit, right center field, and that's going to put Venezuela ahead. Santander scores right behind him. Jimenez. It's 3-1.
It's just a matter of time right there. Suarez got that changeup down and away. Does a really good job. We saw it the first at bat with Ramirez on that cutter, how he stayed through it. Well, he stayed through this changeup against Crawford. Beautiful piece of hitting right there. A lot of times in the moment you can roll over on a pitch right there. A professional at his best. We take a look at that changeup. Got the plate just a little too much, and look how he stays on it. Whole body going that way. He's saying to himself, I got to get jammed. If I can get jammed, good things are going to happen. I cannot make the out on the left side of the infield. I got to make my out on the right side of the infield. That's a good piece of hitting right there by Eugenio Suarez.
So now Narvaez, that extra runner in scoring position, really costly. That's a 2-run hit instead of maybe a 2-1 game first and third with 2 outs. Chance to limit the damage. Now it's a 3-run inning. Left on left here. Narvaez pulls it sharply foul.
You got to be careful with Narvaez. He can hit that hole at first base. I would stay away from him as much as possible. Use my slider, use my fastball. Nothing inside. There's a huge hole on the right side. It's easy for Narvaez, especially with Crawford, who likes throwing changeups to lefties. You can just roll over that pitch. All of a sudden, you got first and third with 2 outs.
That one is hit hard to right field. Bermudez tracking Bermudez for the catch. And the inning is over. But Venezuela, they had their cafecito. They woke up in the 4th inning. A 3-run rally for the Venezuelans to take the lead in Miami. Every round of this World Baseball Classic will be contested this year, and it's just the perfect city for this event. The Latin American flavor in South Florida, the passion of the fans supporting the teams in this Pool D, which has been so spirited and fun. Nicaragua playing its final game. They've been eliminated. Venezuela has a chance to clinch a spot today with 1 day still to go. If they win and Israel loses, Venezuela has one of those 2 quarterfinal spots from this talented and deep pool. Carlos Hernandez takes over down for Venezuela, and they've taken a 3-1 lead. 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Nicaragua. Ball 1.
Yeah, big arm, and Hernandez struggles with command at times. They need a big stop here, top of the 5th.
1-1 the count. Nicaragua, in those first few innings, they did a good job of creating opportunity.
Yep.
They only got the 1 run out of it. But we'll see if maybe they can get another rally going. 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
You can tell the demeanor right now on that mound is, give me the ball and let me just throw strikes. You can really feel the energy is shifting here for the Venezuelan side.
With the fastball.
That's a live arm right there. Not much you can do it. Just check out the arsenal on Hernandez. To understand that power fastball that he brings to the table. It is that knuckle curve and that slider that he likes to use at times. The splitter's more for the left-handers, but it's the 4-seam. That's the 4-seam he's going to rely on, especially in this inning. If it ain't broke, why fix it? Go right after these hitters, especially with a 3-1 lead. That's 101 right there coming at you. Strike number 1.
Brandon Layton has a hit plus a run batted in on a ground out. 1 for 2, and he can't catch up to 100. 0-2.
He's warming up now. And if I'm Narvaez, there's no need to fool around. You can get 2 innings out of Carlos right now. Why not? Keep throwing the heater.
Strike 3 called.
Oh, look how he walks around. He's feeling himself right now. Yeah. But give me the ball. Let's go. That's a 4-seam right there. He's got that right on it. Not much you can do with it. Oh my. It's I'm telling you, 100 miles an hour, what it looks like. Just get 10 feet away and have somebody throw a white aspirin at you. That's what you see when you're the hitter.
That's 2 quick outs. And you're right, Carlos Hernandez has a chance to make this a very fast inning and stay in this game. Foul ball on another fastball. Why throw anything else?
And if I'm Alegria, I'm swinging at the first pitch. He's thrown 7 pitches, all fastballs. If I see the first one, I'm going at it.
He did, but he pulled it foul. One of the 7 hits for Nicaragua. Bounces this one right side and gets it through. So another hit for Benjamin Alegria.
It's 2 for 3 right now. I think it's, you just did him a favor right there by slowing his swing down. You know we're going to get up to that curveball for a knock, right?
We do. Sometimes you wonder, as soon as the bat hits the ball, is the pitcher out there going, "What? Why did I do that? What was I doing?"
The pitcher notices halfway when he's throwing that ball. He's like, "Oh, I should have not done that." It's not even when and the catcher sees it. I mean, everybody sees it. See that fastball again.
Went back to the fastball. Blandino has a double, 2 at bats. Got the call there.
Oh, man.
0-2.
Blandino. Feel you, buddy. I totally feel you, man. I've been there. Got to just take a deep breath, choke up, and go fight him. I mean, you got to deal with 100. You got to deal with that slider, but got to be a pro right now. It happens. You got to fight.
0-2. Puts it in play. Suarez goes to second. A little awkward there around the bag. Jimenez, though, able to touch second base to get the force out. Solid inning for Hernandez. 3-1 Venezuela. From the home of the Marlins here in Miami, host site for this World Baseball Classic Pool D play, day 4 of 5. Puerto Rico, the team that is off today, so the other 4 teams will play. This game, Nicaragua against Venezuela. The Dominican Republic takes on Israel later tonight. Luis Rengifo turns around to bat right-handed against Crawford. And strike 1 to start the bottom of the 5th. A 3-run rally for Venezuela in the 4th inning. They were down 1-0.
It's a good inning in the top of the 5th there by Carlos Hernandez. Getting a 0 after that big inning. See, Venezuela can continue the start of that bottom of the 4th rally.
Two-strike pitch. And tight.
Well, the good thing about Crawford is he's got a clean inning now, so he can pause you, he can quick pitch you, he can do his rhythm, he can do everything he wants right now on that mound. So right there, he took his time with it. See if he quick pitches here, or he may pause. He likes to pause, especially with 2 strikes, or a guy that has a leg kick or a 2-step.
Shuffle. Rengifo not fooled. Base hit center field. Montes cuts it off. Rengifo with a wide turn, but a good play by the center fielder to get it back in.
He was thinking about it. Little maybe 2-seamer right there. Rengifo, good piece of hitting. Had to be a clean catch and a clean throw. Now Rengifo was gonna test him.
That's why you take that real aggressive turn, put yourself in a position. If there's a bobble, it's not clean, you can take the base. So Crawford knocked out of the game. Another pitching change for Nicaragua. Jose Altuve, who is almost always the littlest guy on the field, does not play that way. The power of the Astros leadoff superstar, headed to the Hall of Fame, I believe. He's been an all-star each of the last 2 years. 31 home runs in 2021, 28 in 2022. A little different spray chart than the one, say, we showed of Eugenio Suarez, who uses more of the field for his power. For Jose Altuve, typically, if he's going to hit a ball out of the ballpark, he's pulling the ball.
Yeah, and for me, one of the biggest things that I look at is, the 2021 280 average and 2022 300. I mean, that's consistency at his best right there, even though he's still slugging.
He's become more patient as his career has gone on. Facing the new pitcher Osman Gutierrez.
Osman is started 2 of the 4 Nicaraguan games for the World Baseball Classic Qualifiers. So he's a guy they're gonna want to get 2 innings, 3 innings possibly out of.
He had a hard time throwing strikes in his first appearance in this World Baseball Classic. Wow.
Whoa. Hello.
Well, welcome to this game. I mean, that's been one of the stories of this game. The strike zone is just,
man,
it's very unpredictable. Three and 0. I mean, you feel for anybody who comes into this game brand new. You've been paying attention, but it's one thing to pay attention. It's another thing to kind of have to adjust to how the game's being called once you get out there.
I mean, it's a tight game. It's a crucial part of the game. You usually win and lose your games, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th inning.
There goes the runner. Pitch was a ball. The throw was made anyway, but Rengifo was going to be given second base because it's a walk. Altuve goes to first, and now Venezuela's in business. Heart of the order coming up. You get 2 on and still nobody out.
It's a problem. Definitely with, you know, your AL batting champion and Arias. Well, he's got his hands full now.
I mean, this game is still in the balance. It's 3-1. Gutierrez and a bunt. Foul.
Just showed it a little late. It's okay with the idea of no outs. Now, I always felt like, hey, if I'm the batting champion, nobody on the mound is, in a situation like this, 3-1. I would like to see my guy that can handle a bat. I'm not really scared on the double play. I'm not really scared of, you know, the strikeout. This guy's going to put the ball in play. I trust him with everything right now that he's going to give me that quality at bat I need. I don't know if this is a bunt that's being called from the dugout, but you talk about a guy who hit .316. I want my guy to swing it.
A 1-1 count. Not showing bunt here. And really not close. 2-1. More of the same from Gutierrez. In these 2 appearances, he's just had a hard time staying in the strike zone.
Yeah. Just flying open a little bit right now with his left shoulder. Got to stay a little bit closed. When you're doing that, all you're thinking about as a pitcher is staying through the glove. Like wherever you see the mitt in Bone, you want to go through that glove. Right there.
Nice. Down the left field line. Foul ball.
That was a much better adjustment right there by Gutierrez. Slowed everything down. Got better extension. And stayed in line.
Well, this is a crucial moment in this game for Nicaragua to try to have any kind of opportunity. Got him. Big strikeout of Arias.
Big strikeout. You know what? It's, if you're Venezuela, you'd rather have the strikeout than the double play. You see that curveball right there. It's the second time they've thrown him that pitch. Ramirez tried it. Gutierrez did it now again. Especially with 2 strikes. Still not out of the jam yet. Now you got another one of your horses in Acuna coming up with 1 out.
It's mostly been a quiet week so far for Ronald Acuna. Just 1 for 8. Slider off the inside. Acuna reached on a fielder's choice last time, stole a base, and scored the first run, the tying run for Venezuela. Went after a low fastball.
Yeah, that's understanding. He's got a good fastball count, and he sees that fastball wherever it was thrown, he was going to swing. That's a green light. I'm swinging no matter what. Take a look at his splits since 2019. That's some power right there, huh?
Yeah, and the injuries have taken a toll on Acuna over the last few years. Lots of people are circling this year as the year, okay, he's healthy, going to get back to that MVP kind of performance level. Two and one. He stole a base last time out there. He's talked about being healthy this year, but also about using the new rules to his advantage and trying to steal more bases.
Today's game, there's a guy that can get 40 bags and 40 homers. We're looking at him right there. Be very careful. This could be a
2-1. He was out in front of the slider.
That's a good pitch by Gutierrez. Acuna bought himself a fastball count. Gutierrez made the adjustment, going soft on him. It's a little baby slider right there. You see Acuna out in front. It's Acuna where he needs to go to work here. Go be a hitter, don't be a slugger. Let the ball travel. Pick up your knock.
Struck him out with the slider.
That's beautiful right there. They threw him 3 curveballs in a row. That third one was a dandy. Down and away. Made some adjustments on him. Kept reading his swing. He was looking fastball all the way. Couldn't hold up. Good pitching.
So now 2 on 2 outs. Back-to-back strikeouts. It's up to Santander to keep this rally going for Venezuela. He lines one out toward the gap in right center field. Montez chasing. He can't get there. It's down for a base hit. Rengifo is home. He'll score. The relay with the runner stopping Altuve at third. 4-1.
Probably the hottest bat for Team Venezuela right now. Starting off this game, going 3 for 9 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. And well, he just keeps on hitting. We see that 2-seamer down and away. Look how he stays through that pitch. A guy who started hitting in November to get ready for this tournament. Oh, he is alive and he is well.
Well, Venezuela's had some players with big performances so far. Salvi Perez has been great when he's played, but maybe the MVP of this pool to this point has been that guy, Anthony Santander.
A guy who's reached base all 3 times today.
Now Miguel Cabrera gets another crack. 0 for 2 as lined out and struck out. Looking to add to the 4-1 lead. Bottom 5. 2-0.
Miggy just kind of looking at him like, all right, come on, big boy. Let's go at it right here.
First base is open. Cabrera does not want to walk.
Miggy's the type of guy, though. He'll set you up. Ooh, big swing right there. Yeah, he's the type of guy that he'll miss over a pitch like that and look foolishness. Right now, he's probably thinking, okay, I have 2 ways to go about this. I can still sit soft or I can sit hard on a fastball. He'll sit on pitches.
1-2.
2-2.
Good pitch right there. Something about the action of that curveball.
The hitters are having a hard time with it. Two pitch. Cabrera started, held up. No swing.
The tough part here is you got first base open. Anything goes here. 3-2.
Gutierrez. Cabrera pulls it foul. Well, I don't blame him for sticking with that pitch. He's gotten his best results.
I will keep going soft on him.
Another 3-2. Cabrera to center field. Montes coming in, but Bermudez comes over from right to make the catch. Another run for Venezuela. They leave 2. It's 4-1.
Well, let's take a look at Carlos Hernandez, and we want to compare what fastballs and sliders are all about. Let's take a look at the comparisons of velocity. How much time does a hitter really have? Well, as we can see, the 100-mile-an-hour fastball gets on you fairly quickly. And when you talk about slowing down a hitter, you usually tend to throw that curveball. You don't have that much time to kind of see the fastball. You certainly have a little bit more time to react to that curveball.
That is a massive difference. A good demonstration of how hard it is to hit.
And not knowing what's coming.
4-1 now. Venezuela leads. Nicaragua had a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning today.
Strike one.
He just threw that splitter change right there. Hasn't shown that at all. Well, he looks sharp.
Had a solid 5th inning. Still out there, Hernandez is for the 6th.
What I love about the Narvaez, he knew he was coming with the split. He let Eugenio Suarez know, hey, we're going soft here. Could be a rollover. Well, he rolled over and just fouled. Love how they command everything on a field. Oh, here's 100.
99. Is that good enough?
That's pretty good.
Third strikeout for Hernandez.
It's explosive. Four-seamer right there up in the zone. Not much you can do with that. After throwing 2 splits in a row, you got no chance to react. Your timing in your head is just slowed down completely. When you get that 100, it's fast forward coming right at you.
Elian Miranda, who's grounded into a double play and lined into a double play.
Strike one.
Behind in the count 0-1. When you talk about Nicaragua and what they've done in all these games, they've only been able to score 1 run in each game. Kind of break the ice here. He's been a part of that in Miranda.
He homered in their first game against a great pitcher, Marcus Stroman. But since then, we haven't seen a lot of power from Nicaragua. Even today, they have 8 hits, only 1 extra base hit. Playing against the undefeated team here in this Pool D. The advantage that Venezuela has is they played their 2 on paper toughest games right away and won them both. So they took down the Dominican Republic and then a couple nights ago beat Puerto Rico to take firm control of this ultra competitive pool. So they can be the first team to clinch today. If they win and Israel loses, they clinch a spot, not necessarily the top spot, but they clinch a spot in the quarterfinals. On the ground is second. Altuve throws him out. The game that's looming now in this pool. Puerto Rico's off today. Dominican Republic plays Israel. The game that's looming is tomorrow night. If the Dominican takes care of Israel tonight, as we expect they would, but it's not a guarantee, but you would think that would happen, then essentially those 2 teams will play for a spot in the quarterfinals tomorrow night.
Pretty much win or go home.
Win or go home for 2 baseball crazy countries, 2 passionate rosters. mean, it has a chance to be an amazing night tomorrow night.
Got a pinch hitter.
Yeah, Willie Vasquez, left-handed hitter, gets his first at bat of the day.
Buddy, good luck.
Yeah, got to speed that bat up a little bit.
And sometimes that say, well, you want me to pinch hit against 100? I might as well just start. And let me get a crack at the first guy. Keep the other guy that's in there. He's already been playing.
Vasquez is 39 years old, getting a chance to play in a World Baseball Classic for the first time.
What a thrill.
He's played all around the world. He was the Italian Baseball League MVP more than a decade ago.
Mr. Worldwide.
1-2. 2-2.
Oh, Angel. I like it.
Former Triple Crown winner in the league in Nicaragua. He's worked the count full. You go back even farther when he was first in the Yankees organization, talking 20+ years ago. This guy shared second base with Robinson Cano.
How about that?
In rookie ball. 3-2. Got it. Fastball, just a challenge pitch. And another strikeout for Hernandez, who in 2 innings has 4 of those. It's 4-1 Venezuela. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. I love a lot of things about South Florida. Is that a spider sitting on top of the eye of that alligator? Braver than I am.
No, thank you.
Steer clear. Isaac Bernard comes in the game to play left field. Valle moves over to right. It's 4-1. A bunt. And the play made at first. Nicely done.
Try to go with a push bunt there, which we were talking about earlier in the game. Carlos Teller, left-hander, coming in action right away. That's the way you want to do it. If you want to do a push bunt, you got to do it against the left-hander. You got to do it early and often, first pitch. That's kind of the way you want to go about it. But well, Carlos, he's done a fantastic job in this WBC tournament. Qualifiers, 3 games, 1 2/3, 0 earned.
Eugenio Suarez has had a nice game for Venezuela. 2 for 2 and a big 2-run hit that put Venezuela ahead. Bottom 6.
A moment here, Eugenio Suarez.
On the ground, up the middle. Layton spinning, throws him out.
Oh, that's a big league play at shortstop right there. Understanding who's running. I just love the way he started the play by taking the right angle to the ball, staying behind the baseball, taking his time right there, just flipping it over. Covert. Tyler likes that play right there. Well, he's made some fantastic plays in this tournament, going back on some fly balls, making some really good backhanded plays. Right there, we saw him go to his left side.
So now the catcher Narvaez. He takes strike 1. Jair is the 5th pitcher of the day for Nicaragua. Line drive left field, base hit. Bernard just in the game. Isaac Bernard takes the ball on a bounce and throws it back in. Narvaez has his first hit of the day.
You want to talk about textbook left on left. How to let this ball travel, how to use the whole field, how to pick up your knock. Well, you watch this swing right here. This is textbook right here. Understanding, hey, I'm not going to roll over my out. If I do make an out, it's going to be on the left side of that field. Look how tight and connected he stays and on top of the baseball. I love the two-hand finish, especially by left-handers in today's game. You stay consistent hitting those left-handers like that, good things are going to happen throughout the course of a year.
Now the 9th place hitter Renifo again gets to bat right-handed, the switch hitter. First pitch swing and a pop-up, shallow right. Hustling in Valle. He'll get there to make the catch. Tejer, nice inning. We go to the 7th. Nicaragua's got work to do. We've got another game still to come in Miami, 7 Eastern, so they'll clear the ballpark and the fans will pile in again. Israel and the Dominican Republic. Garrett Stubbs had a huge hit. Israel came from behind and won their first game against this Nicaraguan team that we're seeing here this afternoon. The big stars of the Dominican. Garrett Stubbs had to be taken off the roster, though, with that sore knee, so that's a blow for Israel, one of their better players. That's coming up tonight, 7 Eastern. After the Dominican got a nice win. David Peralta comes in the game to play left field. So Peralta is in.
Jose Quijada coming in. Hard throwing left-hander, fully buttoned today. ERA of 3.98. Has had a really good tournament though so far, especially against the Dominican right there. 1 hit, 1 innings pitched, 0 runs though.
He very famously came in and just couldn't keep the jersey buttoned.
Oh.
Maybe reinforced today.
Over under 1 button just comes out.
Okay, let's see if he pops one.
I'm going at least 4.
Oh, so you're way over.
I mean, the shirt might be off by the end of this outing.
It's way over. Quijada. I mean, I thought at one point it was a huge part of the game, and I did think it was distracting him on the mound.
Yeah, Salvi did a good job during that game, though. Salvi kind of slowed him down and said, hey, who cares? It doesn't matter if the jersey's kind of coming off or not. Just throw the ball. We got to focus on it.
First.
Gotta get over.
The at bat, and did he cover? Yes, he did. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
You went over.
Now went over.
You knew. How did you know? Oh my gosh. All of them. Every single one of them.
Throw that nasty slider. That's usually what happens.
Oh.
I mean, look at that.
It wasn't even running to cover. There was only 1 left before he even threw the ball.
That jersey has taken a beating.
Oh,
look at him go.
We've never had a shirtless pitcher before.
Might as well.
Just take it all off, the t-shirt, everything. That's amazing. I don't know if those.
Tomas Perez right there, the head trainer for the Venezuelan team. I don't know what to do. We talked about it probably this morning. What do you want me to do? You want me to glue it? You want me to sew it? I don't know.
Quijada, he's got some personality too.
A lot of those guys do over there.
I thought you were way too aggressive in going over. If you
I've done my homework.
Yeah, you knew. You knew.
It was the over right away.
Should not have doubted you.
I like that at least he accepts it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm done with it. The Tomas Perez right there. Maybe we can do something with it.
Well, tape, stitches. I don't know. Dig into that medical bag. The last one is holding on.
There he is. Tomas, longtime trainer, still with the Cincinnati Reds.
2-2.
I mean, that's just beautiful.
Thank goodness for the last button. That's just resignation. There's nothing I can do about it. Struck him out with the fastball.
At this point, this is a promo. They should make T-shirts saying just of him right there. Venezuela. See that four-seamer right there, right underneath. Couldn't do much with it. He's got a good arm. He's 95, 96 miles an hour, even with his shirt open like that. That's hard to do. He's enjoying the moment here with this 4-1 lead in the top of the 7th.
We're talking about his numbers from last year.
Oh, Angel.
Now what?
Angel.
He's making him. But so Angel wasn't watching us the other night. Apparently.
Yeah, Angel. This is gonna be every inning. It's gonna be every pitch, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming off on the first pitch. It is. Montez should take a pitch just for the entertainment value.
Yes, he should. Okay. All right.
That's 5 for 5.
That's the silkiness of the jersey. I personally like it. Just let it all hang.
We lost.
Right? Oh, there we go. One hero's out. You see that 1-1 count here. Just keep going with the fastball. Why not? There we go.
Right by him.
Well, it's alive, right? That fastball it's got action, man. Talk about a guy, Quijada, who's really enjoying this moment. Everything about it.
If he strikes him out, walking, I want him to just rip the whole thing open.
Why not?
As he walks off the field. One, two.
Ooh.
Good take by Montez.
It's a good fastball at 96 miles an hour. We see what this pitch is. At the top of the zone. We've seen a lot of fastballs at the top of the zone by this Venezuelan bullpen, especially to finish people off. Right there. And you know, if you're throwing 96 to 100 like we've seen today, that's kind of the place you want to go.
This is a lot to manage. You're trying to get a hitter out in a World Baseball Classic game for your country.
The arepa power. When we talk about the plátano power, arepa power. You ever had an arepa?
Yeah.
Oh.
Full count.
He wanted that.
He did.
That was a ball. It's been called a strike, though.
Okay.
See that pitch right there.
I'm distracted. You're actually watching the pitch sequencing. I'm watching the buttons.
You know,
my count isn't 3 and 2. It's 2 and 3. 2 are buttoned and 3 are.
I like that.
Montez down the left field line. Peralta chasing. He's not going to get there. One hop up against the wall. Montez.
Well, they scored that ball. They wanted to go up in the zone right there with that fastball. He had to kind of left it down a little too much. And the stash is intact. And when we talk about the buttons flying open, look at that stash right there. It's a good piece of hitting, though, right there by him. Look how short he stays on that ball. Making the adjustment of staying on top of that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. There we go.
Not done yet. We've talked about this a lot this week. This team from Nicaragua, clear underdog in this powerful Pool D. They have made everybody earn it. Every team that they've played.
A lot to be proud of.
And who knows? Now you got the top of the order up. Tong, who's got a hit and a run batted in today, 3 for 13. To the backstop. Montez will go to third.
And just a wild pitch right there. Gets away from Quijada. Not much Narvaez can do with that. Try to slow him down a little bit. Pitching coach will go have a nice little chat with him, especially with 2 outs. Hey, let's let this whole thing get away from us right now. Slow it down a little bit. Screw right after the hitter.
Yeah, it was more funny. The Jersey thing you can kind of laugh about and chuckle about, where okay, you got the lead, 2 outs, nobody out there. When some stress starts to come into the situation, yeah, do worry, like maybe our full focus isn't on the job at hand. Ivan Arteaga is the pitching coach for Venezuela.
Tell you what, man, how about the job Omar Lopez has done? This Venezuelan team. It just seems to every right move has been made. He hasn't gotten that much credit. We talk about the pitching performances, obviously, and the big hitting that they've done in this tournament so far. But Omar Lopez, he's done a fantastic job.
A lot of the job of a manager in these first round games is to manage the playing time, the roster, the pitching staff, spread the workload around a little bit. And I think you're right. He's done a really good job of that. Pop up, first base side. Out of the reach of Narvaez.
It's so difficult to, you have 35 different characters, 35 different wants, 35 different needs, 35 different organizations you got to deal with, or people trying to tell somebody, hey, this is what the plan is moving forward in this tournament. But you got to go out there and do your job. And Omar Lopez and win games on top of that. Has a lot of stress, a lot of pressure on him. Whole country wanting him to do well. And yet he's still done his job.
Another foul.
I think all these managers have done a fantastic job so far in this tournament. Look at all the things they got to deal with on a daily basis, from the off days to practices to making sure everybody's healthy. A lot that goes that people just don't see. It's not just play ball at 7 o'clock or at 12 o'clock when the game starts. There's a lot of unseen stuff.
Good battle going right now. 1-2. High. 2-2.
Mainly fastballs by Quijada in this inning. See if he goes with something different. I wouldn't slow him down. We saw with Leighton in that base hit. They slowed him down a little bit. He got that base hit the other way.
Fly ball center field. Acuna for out number 3.
Let it all go.
Open all over again. 7th inning stretch time.
Good time.
Very warm, friendly guy. I mean, he's a massive star across the world. And he had a big smile on his face. He loves baseball. Jonathan Loaizaga, powerful reliever for the Yankees, takes over for Nicaragua. Trying to keep this a 3-run game against the best hitters for Venezuela. Jose Altuve takes strike 1.
It's good to see Jonathan Loaizaga in, getting some work in.
Yeah,
keeping this game at 4-1 only, right?
And I think for him it's a lot about just having a better taste in his mouth leaving this World Baseball Classic than his first appearance. Altuve, a pop-up. Right center field. Montez makes the call on the catch.
Let's take a look at Loaizaga on Sunday. You know, and I think Team Israel did such a good job being ready for him. A lot of these left-handers, they really took care of his two-seamer. Weren't really swinging at his breaking ball. Obviously, know the clutch performance by Team Israel coming back from that 1-0 game. I think, like you're right. It's more of having a good taste in his mouth, going out there performing, especially against a very potent lineup in Venezuela.
Yeah, I mean, for Loizaga, focus on getting ready for the regular season will start after this game today, because this is going to be it for Nicaragua. This will be their last game. But he doesn't want to walk out of here with his first World Baseball Classic experience being a -1. Ground ball to third. Took a while to make the transition, but Alegria made the throw to first. 2 down.
I think Colbert did a fantastic job with that short hop. Alegria taking his time with it, like you were saying, rounding himself and getting his lower half intact and in control. Look at this pick right here, staying through the baseball. That's how you catch it. You look it into, you got to get your nose in there and staying through the baseball with your glove. It's a good pick, good play all around.
So 2 down for Acuna. To shortstop, Layton. 3 up, 3 down inning. That's a little more like it for Jonathan
nice.
Loizaga. We go to the 8th. All right, so last couple days of pools C and D here in the United States. Halfway across the world, pools A and B are already finished. Tomorrow, 6 a.m. Eastern, the quarterfinals will begin in Tokyo. Cuba and Australia will be the first game there, and then the next day, same time, 6 a.m. Eastern, if you want to tune in, it'll be Italy and Japan. Japan just looked great in blasting their way through Pool B. They get the advantage of playing in the Tokyo Dome, and of course, you know, a huge difference. Silvino Bracho takes over for Venezuela, one of the heroes from their win the other night against Puerto Rico.
The innings pitch on 16 pitches.
But one of the big differences about this year's World Baseball Classic is once you get to the quarterfinal round, it is elimination from there. It's win or your tournament is over. And that is a big change. So right away, those games we were just talking about, Cuba, Australia, Japan, Italy, win in advance, lose, and that's it. Makes it dramatic.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's a good change.
I agree.
That ball is hit well to left field by Alegria, and Peralta. I don't know if he was trying to deke Alegria. I don't know, but he played it off the wall, and that's a leadoff double.
That ball was crushed. At the fastball he wanted to get. He did not miss it. Hard of the plate. You see that good short swing.
Yeah, he's 6 for 12 in this World Baseball Class. Pretty close to getting over the wall.
Hitting well over 500. 3 for 4 today.
25 years old. When he was a teenager, he was in the Reds organization. He has not been affiliated with a big league team since then. Shows some good stuff.
We've already seen one Nicaraguan get signed after a game.
We have. Incredible story yesterday. Here's Blandino against Bracho. Ball 1. Duque Ebert. And the deal isn't official, but it's happening as long as nothing goes terribly sideways. Struck out Soto, struck out Rodriguez, struck out Devers. Sign your first contract.
What a smile.
It was one of my favorite moments all time. On the ground is short, fielded smoothly by Jimenez, and he throws out Blandino. Don't you have to give Nicaragua a ton of credit here?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, if they do finish last in this pool, they would have to qualify once again for the next World Baseball Classic. But they gotta keep their heads very high, because there's a lot to be proud of, and a lot for the future of Nicaraguan baseball.
Their first chance to play in the World Baseball Classic. Colbert 1 for 3. Asked for time. I think looking at it on paper before this thing started, there were a lot of people who figured, well, that mercy rule, that when Nicaragua plays, that's going to come into play against these great teams.
Hasn't happened. Not only that too, but the games have all been close.
Yep.
You know, they've all felt like, all right, if they can just pull away, if they can just get a big hit.
I mean, they lost 9-1 to Puerto Rico. That was a 1-1 game midway through the game.
That's 6th inning.
And even yesterday, the Dominican Republic was in control, 6-0, and it never felt like it was really in doubt. But the Dominican had to start maneuvering in their bullpen because Nicaragua got a couple runs on the board, had base runners late in the game. And who knows, maybe they can do that again here today. One more base runner, you get the tying run to the plate. One and two. Bracho saved the game for Venezuela the other night. It was starting
much
to go
needed.
Sideways.
Yeah, it was much needed too. Because you didn't really want to tap into Alvarado. You didn't want to tap into your horses. As we see Alvarado, he'll be ready to come in at some point. You wanted to stay away from those guys. He was their go-to guy for 2 innings. Anything is possible.
You never know. That's why I paused. Kevin Gadea, right-hander, getting ready for the bottom of the 8th. Two. Oh, tough line. Handled nicely, backhand by Suarez, and he throws him out.
Good play right there.
Really nice play. This is what we were talking about from yesterday. Duque Ebert, who is 21 years old. He's about 165 pounds. He's never played outside of Nicaragua. And he showed up here in his first World Baseball Classic appearance. Nobody knew anything about this kid. And he faced literally the best hitters in the world. Struck out 3, pitched a scoreless inning, got hugs, was taking pictures in the dugout.
Oh, yeah. They gave him the ball.
You and I were talking about it like, hey, man, somebody maybe needs to give this guy a call. And what happened?
They did.
A scout for the Tigers, like an hour after the game, made contact with him, and they're on their way to making a deal.
Amazing.
Truly amazing.
Took a picture with Juan Soto after the game.
You did the lip reading with Soto. I mean, Soto was totally befuddled by that changeup.
What a cambio. What a changeup.
It was. I'll never forget that.
Cool moment, for sure.
2 down here in the 8th. Runner in scoring position. We'll see if Nicaragua can get that runner home. Alegría. It's Miranda at the plate.
Strike one.
There were more questions today about young Duque Ebert and his story, and the manager of Nicaragua, Sandro Guido, said today he was the last player chosen. He was the last pick for the roster, and we weren't the only ones who didn't know much about him. He didn't know much about him. At least how
it was hard to find information on him.
How much experience he had, yeah. That one to shallow right. Santander for out number 3. Leadoff double. Nicaragua does not score. Another good inning for Bracho. Not like we already didn't know he's arguably the greatest player in the world, but in this World Baseball Classic, Shohei Ohtani has sure looked like it. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts on the mound for Japan, and then at the plate, 6 for 12, a home run, 3 doubles, 8 runs. Batted in the MVP of Pool B. Japan just was pounding teams. He takes your breath away watching that guy.
amazes me is the plus 30 run differential by Japan going 4-0. I mean, smooth transitions, huh? Into the second round. Kevin Gadea taking the mound. Last time he pitched on Saturday versus Puerto Rico, 0 earned, 1 hit, 2 base on balls.
I like the glove against a guy Santander, who I think Yonder has a good argument. If Venezuela finishes undefeated in this pool, I think Anthony Santander would have an excellent case to be the MVP. There's still a lot of baseball to be played.
You got him, you got Pablo Lopez for Venezuela.
Jose de Leon was the pitcher who was the star last night for Puerto Rico, never giving up a base runner to Israel. Among other candidates, but
there's a lot of them.
I think right now, if you're asking me, it would be this guy.
Yeah, same here. That guy who really worked on his body, a lot slimmer, stronger.
Three 0. No. My bad. I'm too busy counting MVP votes. That's a walk.
He was just taking his time getting down there.
On base for the 4th straight time.
Here's me.
Now, another at bat for Miguel Cabrera. Somebody said something from the Nicaraguan dugout that made him smile. He's made some solid contact today, but 0 for 3.
Strike one.
He and Angel Hernandez probably aren't going to go out to dinner after this game. I'm just based on the way the whole day has played out. To third. The out there and the turn of the double play. 2 down.
That's a good slider right there. Getting one of the best in the game, and Miggy Cabrera. You see the slider once again, a little bit out in front. Not much Miggy can do with that. Made sure of 1 out. And Alegria to Blandino. Cover.
Ball 1 to Andres Jimenez.
Good fastball right there. Another guy who has a good fastball, Jose Alvarado, getting ready to come in.
But it always impresses me when you have one of the world's best hitters, and Andres Jimenez is a really good hitter, and the guy just throws one right out over the plate, and Jimenez missed it. I mean, it tells
you the life.
It does.
Yeah. I faced off. Oh,
okay.
Oh, okay. So back to my story. Oh, back to the cutter. I faced Alvarado a couple of times, and I swear I would literally get in the box and say, okay, make sure it doesn't hit you, and then you can react to see if you wanted to hit. And by that time I had no chance. But his stuff is, when he was with Tampa, it felt like you were 1 pitch away from getting it in the ear, and then he would dot you 3 balls right on the black, and you would say, okay, that's just not fair. But as he's gotten better and older, he's really honed in on his location, and he's one of the best left-handers in the game. I mean, we saw him in the World Series. He was their go-to guy for the Phillies.
to the right side, and a nice play by Blandino to throw out Jimenez. Last chance for Nicaragua. When we come back, we'll go to the ninth. All right, here we go, ninth inning, and the pitcher that Yonder was talking about a moment ago with some of the best pure stuff of anybody, Jose Alvarado, trying to finish off a win, keep Venezuela undefeated. Assuming they hang on to this lead, and a really tough ask for Nicaragua to come from 3 runs down against this guy. Assuming they hang on to this, then they just need a win for the Dominican Republic tonight, and they will clinch a spot in the quarterfinals. And everybody in Caracas and here in Miami will be dancing.
Oh yeah, it's been a party so far in this tournament in the first round, and Salvador Perez, he's got a lot to be happy about.
I just wish he would, you know, open up a little bit. He's so reserved and shy.
There needs to be a camera that can just follow him 24/7. A Salvi cam. Why not? There are a lot of people would say that's my favorite person in the game.
Oh, he has
he's
a smile
great
on his face at all times. All right, so Isaac Bernard will try to get a rally started here. Bernard, his first at bat of the day, left-handed hitter.
Punch it.
And that's a little glimpse of what you're talking about with Alvarado. It's like, A, can I survive? B, can I get a hit?
That's what it is.
I think in that order.
The best is trying to face him like the 3rd or 4th game of spring training, that he really doesn't know where it's going. And it's 3 o'clock and he's waited in the bullpen in the sun for 2.5 hours, and all right, Alvarado, go get him, kid.
That's when you need to pull rank and get a rookie up there. I'm not taking this again.
That's sharp. That's just not fair. I feel you, man. I feel you, Bernard.
Isaac's dad, Marvin, one of the all-time great players from Nicaragua.
Yep. That changed your Hernandez with a chuckle.
The all-time greatest Nicaraguan baseball star, El Presidente Dennis Martinez, was here. He threw out a ceremonial first pitch.
Yeah. A legend.
Strike 3.
Strike 3 called. 1 out here in the 9th inning.
That's a slider right there. Throwing a few at 100 miles an hour. We see that grip. Got like that 4-seam grip, and all he does is the index finger, he puts a little bit more pressure on it, and he just spins it right at the end. It's just a little flick of the finger. With the pressure and the flick right at the end, it's a sweeping slider. Very unhittable, especially for a left-hander. Oh man. Right at the knees. Yeah.
You understand the reaction. This is Dwight Britton pinch hitting. Behind 0-2.
Think about Jose Alvarado, you know, he's 6'2", 245. But it's arms and legs coming at you. And it's 100 coming at you. You don't know where it's going. He's erratic enough that you have to respect that, hey, he can get wild here. And then when he's not wild, he's 0-2 like we're seeing here. Good luck.
Got it. Nicaragua down to their final out.
Oh, there we see that slider again. Just underneath the bat. And Alvarado's, he's looked sharp. I know he's thrown 8 pitches, but man, it's been very, very sharp. And for Venezuela, you know, it wasn't, I don't think by their standards, a game that, they should be happy about, but nonetheless, a non-stress game halfway through. into the 6th inning.
1 out away from going to 3-0 with 1 game still to go tomorrow. On the ground and fair. That's a fair ball. Rodolfo Bonet does not want the World Baseball Classic to end. He'll chug his way into second with a 2-out double. It's been kind of the theme of this tournament in a way for Nicaragua. They're just not going to go quietly.
Well, you're going to have to earn all 27 outs, and we talked about that earlier on. Throw him a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's a little tardy, but right over the first base bag. Beautiful piece of hitting right there. That's the thing about Nicaragua you got to be proud of, is till their last out, just won't give up.
They should be very proud. Juan Diego Montes, more than just a mustache. He's had 4 hits in this World Baseball Classic. He's 2 for 3 today. He's made a couple really good defensive plays.
Yep. Played really good center field.
He made a play the other day where he crashed into the wall before he had the ball and still caught it.
Yeah. Well, this is him making sure you get the right signs, especially with a runner at second base. Look at that last dash right there.
You think Angel's giving him a compliment on the mustache right there?
Angel's, he's the type of guy. He likes giving compliments for sure. Absolutely.
Angel does have some style. You see Angel walking around off the field.
Angel's got many styles.
He wears big fedora a lot of the time.
He's about it. He's great. Look at that.
I'm going to miss it. This is the last at bat for the mustache. So Alvarado and Narvaez now on the same page. 2 down. Ball 1. Two and 0.
Strike 1.
Oh, yeah. Good strike right there.
Montes to center field. This should do it. Acuna. Venezuela 3-0 now. And oh so close to clinching a spot in the quarterfinals.
Oh, they're celebrating all right, as they should be.
Four to 1 the final score. If Israel loses tonight, Venezuela is officially going to advance, and now 1 win away from an undefeated trip through pool play. We weren't sure that was going to be possible with all the good teams here in Miami.
Yeah, but we've seen it this whole tournament. They play clean baseball. Obviously, it starts with the pitching. After Rodriguez fallout, that bullpen did a phenomenal job with 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. We know about Santander going 2 for 2 with 1 RBI. And Eugenio Suarez coming up very clutch, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Just a clean game by Venezuela. What else is expected but a win?
They used the whole roster, and they took care of a game Nicaraguan team. We were impressed with their performance here in this World Baseball Classic. That's it for them. We've got another game, though, still later tonight, 7 Eastern. It'll be Israel and the Dominican Republic right here in Miami. For Yonder Alonso and our crew, Dave Fleming saying we'll see you later. Thanks for watching this presentation of the World Baseball Classic.